Hello friends, I am Welshie, and welcome to Theory Pop. The final season of She-Ra and the Princesses of Power is right around the corner, due to air on Netflix on May 15th. There's a lot for the show to tie up in this final season, including the fate of a character central to the events that have led up to this final chapter in the story. In this video, we're going to look at what will happen to Hordak in Season 5. As always, beware of spoilers ahead. The end of Season 4 left us with some major cliffhangers, and placed an entire world in peril. While trying to activate the weapon that is the Heart of Etheria, the planet was teleported out of the dimension of Despondos and reappeared back in the wider universe. To prevent the weapon from being activated, Adora destroyed the Sword of Protection, apparently losing her ability to transform into She-Ra. Horde Prime, the progenitor of the series' previous antagonist Hordak, appeared in the skies above Etheria with his armada and took Glimmer and Catra as his reluctant guests. We were also treated to a long overdue family reunion. Hordak finally realised his goal of escaping Despondos and returning to his master, Horde Prime. But Hordak's reunion with his brother wasn't quite the occasion the clone had hoped for. The Emperor of the Fright Zone had expected to greet Horde Prime as a triumphant planetary conqueror, and be welcomed back to the Horde as a general worthy to serve Horde Prime again. However, he hadn't actually succeeded in conquering Etheria, having been thwarted time and again by the Princess Alliance, and hampered by the machinations of his subordinates, and instead was left to grovel before Horde Prime. When speaking with his little brother, Horde Prime determined that, rather than remaining the loyal servant he claimed to be, Hordak had deviated from his intended purpose. The clone had given himself a name, establishing his own identity and will, and believed himself equal to his creator. He had even, at one point, however briefly, hoped that Horde Prime would not return for him. Hordak was no longer fit to serve at Horde Prime's side. The Emperor of the known universe forcibly reset his deviant clone, and commanded that Hordak be taken away to be reconditioned. The last we saw of the defective clone, he was being dragged away by Prime's throne attendants. So where does this leave Hordak as we move on to Season 5? Just what does Horde Prime mean by reconditioned? First, let's look at what we know about Prime's armada. The Horde is made up of clones, created by Horde Prime in his own image, each intended to be unswervingly loyal and serve as his military force. He has successfully conquered countless worlds across the known universe, indicating that his armada is an effective fighting force under his leadership. But there is more to the Horde's capability than skill, strategy, or even technology. They have no free will. When Hordak revealed he had subjugated Etheria's people to his will, Horde Prime was noticeably displeased. His creations should have no will of their own, no self-identity, with their actions and impulses driven only by the need to serve Horde Prime. By insisting he had bent Etheria to his will and not to Horde Prime's, Hordak had deviated from that template and gained his own sense of identity. Horde Prime also struggles to read Hordak's thoughts, requiring direct physical contact in order to do so. This could suggest that the Horde clones operate on a hive mind basis, sharing thoughts and experiences, which Horde Prime has direct control and influence over, able to monitor their actions and performance directly, or change his soldiers' orders. Hordak's time on Etheria, trapped in the realm of Despondos and away from the influence of Horde Prime, allowed the defective clone to develop his own personality. Removed from the hive mind, Hordak was no longer just a clone of Prime, which rendered him unreadable to his progenitor. Seeing his clone's failings, Horde Prime used the connectors on his dreads to reset Hordak, directly interfacing with his defective creation. Hordak's eyes change from their regular red to Horde Prime's green, matching Prime's attendants and showing Hordak has effectively been factory reset. This is but the first part of the process in returning Hordak to the collective, and the reconditioning would complete his reintegration to the Horde. The reconditioning is likely to remove any trace of personality and selfish impulses from Hordak, turning him back into a nameless entity within Horde Prime's forces. Hordak may be reconditioned, but this is not the end for the once Emperor of Etheria. Back in Season 3, Entraptor made a suit of First One's Tech powered armour for Hordak to compensate for his failing body. Contained within the armour was a crystal, upon which was a First One's inscription that spelled out LUVD, or loved. This crystal was removed from the armour by Catra during her and Hordak's intense battle in the Fright Zone near the end of Season 4, and Catra still has this crystal on her. As we learned in the final episode of Season 4, she was teleported to Horde Prime's ship along with Glimmer and Hordak. If Catra can keep the crystal hidden from Horde Prime, then I think it can be used to help bring back Hordak after his reconditioning. But I don't think Catra will be the one to restore Hordak's personality and identity. It will be Entraptor. As part of the reconditioning, Hordak will probably be removed from his First One's armour. Only Entraptor has the knowledge to recreate that kind of tech, at least on Etheria, so she will be the one to restore Hordak's armour and replace the crystal. If that happens, Hordak will remember the friendship he established with his lab partner, the one Etherian we have seen that wasn't terrified of him on their first meeting, the one person that he trusted above all others. They will reconcile and Hordak will be restored, red glowy eyes and all. And it would make thematic sense for Entraptor to be the one to restore Hordak, as she was the one who managed to make a deeper connection with the clone and help him come to terms with his own imperfections. Hordak will return in Season 5, there can be little doubt about that. He's been a major driving force throughout the show's run, responsible for the subjugation of Etheria and for first drawing the attention of his older brother, Horde Prime, to the planet. His reset and eventual return will be a significant part of Season 5, and I can't wait to see how that impacts on Etheria and the rest of the universe. But what do you folks think? Will Hordak make a triumphant return? Will Entraptor be the one to restore him to his glorious, imperious self? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Click that subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified when new videos go live. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.